In a society that often treats partnership as the ultimate life achievement, being single, especially in midlife, can feel like a quiet rebellion or a character flaw. We are praised for getting married, pitied when we divorce, questioned when we stay single too long. Even well-meaning friends say, "You'll find someone," as if being with someone is the prize and being alone is the punishment. And singlehood should be a temporary condition, something to be cured. There's a kind of shame that lingers in the lives of women who are unpartnered, and it doesn't always look like loneliness. Sometimes it looks like staying too long in a relationship that dulls your spirit, because the thought of starting over and being seen as alone feels worse than being deeply unseen by someone next to you. Sometimes it looks like women who've built rich, full lives, but carry an unspoken wound that no one ever chose them. And sometimes, maybe most confusing of all, it looks like joy, real, grounded joy in singlehood, the freedom, the quiet, the space. And yet even that feels taboo. Because if you say you like being single too much, people look at you with sympathy or suspicion. She must be lying or damaged or hiding heartbreak, as if the only acceptable way to be single is to be waiting. Recently, during a conversation with a friend, she shared something I can't stop thinking about. She went through a divorce, one that was necessary and long overdue. The marriage had eroded her financially, emotionally, spiritually, and yet, only a few months later, her ex had already found someone new. She told me, "It's not that I want him back. God, no, it's just, why is it so easy for him to move on while I feel invisible?" I think a lot of women carry that quiet question, not because they want their ex back, but because it feels like proof that even after doing the hard, brave thing of leaving, they're still the ones left to grieve, to rebuild, to sit with the silence. I don't think it's because men are better at relationships. I think it's because society still teaches women that being partnered speaks to their worth. So some women will accept what they shouldn't from men just to be partnered. And some men will benefit from that, even the ones who haven't done the inner work. The result? Women who've done the hard work of healing, wondering if they're being punished for leaving. They never say it directly, but it's there in the ads, the dinner parties, the well-meaning conversations, that to be partnered is to be chosen, and to be unpartnered means something must be missing. Our culture doesn't just favor coupledom, it builds systems around it, tax incentives, healthcare decision-making, even social invitations. If you don't have a +1, you start to feel like a -1, and that's not by accident. So much of the world is designed for 2. You'll pay more for single occupancy hotel rooms. You'll likely earn less lifetime wealth because single people often don't benefit from dual incomes or spousal benefits. You might be left out of social plans, skipped over in conversation, or assumed to have endless free time. And when emergencies hit, you're your own backup plan. Singlehood isn't just a lifestyle. It's a logistical workout. No one really hands you the playbook. You have to write your own while living the story at the same time. And what if that is exactly where you're supposed to be? What if partnership isn't necessary to prove of our worth? What if staying in a relationship that costs you peace is not a virtue, but a silencing? What if not being chosen doesn't mean you're unworthy? It just means the story unfolded differently. And what if enjoying your single life is not a secret to whisper, but freedom to live out loud? Maybe the great love story isn't always about another person. Maybe it's about learning to love the sound of your own company. Maybe it's about building a life that doesn't wait to begin until someone else shows up. Maybe being unpartnered isn't the absence of something. It's the presence of you, fully here, fully enough. The world may always reward coupledom. It may still pity the woman who walks in alone. But here's what I've learned. Being single in midlife is not a flaw in character. It's not a waiting room. It's not a lack. Whether you're single by choice or by circumstance, you don't owe anyone an apology for it. And you don't have to live as if your relationship status needs an explanation or a disclaimer. But one thing you must do is create a blueprint that speaks to your truth, your needs, and the life you actually want, not the one you've been told to settle for. So how do you create your own blueprint in a system that wants you to believe your worthiness is tied to your relationship status? Pay yourself first. Before you help others, before you upgrade your kitchen, no matter how small, put money toward your future. Emergency fund, retirement. You are your only plan A. Build a chosen family. Cultivate friendships that are deep and dependable. Don't treat them as placeholders for a romantic partner. Treat them as real pillars of your life. Have your deep friends, your fun friends, your neighbor you wave at when walking the dog. It doesn't all have to come from one person. Choose people who don't see you as incomplete. Be with those who see your life as whole, not as waiting to start. If someone always talks about your single status like it's a temporary inconvenience, that's not community. That's condescension. Don't underestimate online connection. For many midlife women, especially introverts or solo travelers, digital spaces can be powerful sources of support. Start a group, join one, comment, reach out. It's okay to initiate. Even when it's awkward, be the one to text first, host the dinner, plan the movie night. Friendship requires bravery. We are not meant to do life alone, but that doesn't mean we need a romantic partner to belong. The truth is, friendship in midlife takes effort, but it's worth it. It's life-giving. Don't wait to buy things you need just because you're alone. Stop deferring joy. Don't wait to take the trip or open the wine or light the fancy candle until. You're not a placeholder for someone else's arrival. Want a better mattress, a new blender, a washer. You don't need a spouse to justify those upgrades. Your comfort is reason enough. Invest in protection and plan for emergencies, health insurance, disability coverage, and estate planning. Yes, even wills. No one wants to think about these things. But single doesn't mean unprotected. Have a go bag and create your IBNA plan. Independent, but not alone. Know who's on your list when life demands backup and make it easy for them to show up. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing you don't have to. Stop apologizing. Don't shrink your joy in being single. Don't cushion it with, but I'm open, unless you truly mean it. You're allowed to love your life just as it is. Say no to financial shame. We don't all get the same head start. Many single women carry student debt, caregiving burdens, or have never been dually invested. What matters is your direction, not the detours. One of the most overlooked gifts of single life is the room it gives you to grow. You're not building your identity around someone else's expectations. You're writing your own instructions for who you want to become. Keep learning. Something that isn't for work. Try watercolor, study astronomy, take a course on ancient civilizations. It's not just about hobbies. It's about reminding yourself you're still expanding. Heal the idea that you need to be chosen. You don't need a romantic partner to be a valuable, visible woman. You already are. Enjoying singledom is not anti-relationship. It's not a rejection of love, connection, or partnership. It's an understanding that your life purpose far exceeds the role of being someone's other half. You're not waiting to be completed. You're not defined by who chooses you. You are already whole, and your joy, your peace, and your growth are not dependent on a relationship to be valid. They're part of a life that honors your soul's full assignment, whether or not someone walks beside you.